Can you give me any more information? She's saying, I think it's Melissa. She's very petite, and she says, I shouldn't have thought I was invincible. She goes, I'll get this guy, I'll get a lot of money out of this guy. She goes, Katrina, that's what I thought. I was going to get a lot of money, and then that would help me to pay for a lot of things and maybe get me a better life or get me on the road to a better life. Somebody is with cosmetology, because they're showing me, I think it was Shannon Gilbert, because I'm seeing like cosmetology, but it might be more than one person that was into cosmetology. Yeah, this is the one that was stayed at the hotel. I guess it was the Holiday Inn. I think I have it written down somewhere. But she's telling me, yes, it's true. There were a few people that went to his house. I'm not sure if it was her. Was it you, honey? Did you go to his house? Okay, this is scary. Okay, so one second. And I'm usually not that much of a weenie when it's during the day, but I'm getting weird information. And this is all allegedly. I could be wrong. I could be incorrect. I am not perfect. I am not God. I am not saying that I am, Houdini. I'm just trying to give you the information I get. Plus, I'm doing it without cards. Now, when I do readings, when I'm by myself, I don't always use the cards. I sit there and I try to tap in without the cards. And they have been telling me this. You're ready, Katrina. Because I used to do palmistry. Then I used to do numerology. And I used to do, crystals, pick a crystal and pick a colorology, and I used to do all that jazz. And then I got into the cards because people wanted tarot cards. Then I got into oracle cards, which I love. Anyhow, they want me to just stay with my brain. They're just pointing to my brain and my third eye. So that's why I have this music on. I don't know if you could hear it. Okay, so might be more than one of them that was into cosmetology or going to be doing something with hair and makeup. What they all have in common is drugs, okay? They got involved in drugs. Okay, so this is what was scary. This was what was scaring me. Today, I do a lot of research. I do. And because when I do the research and I see the person's face up on a commercial or on a YouTube video, it helps me. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's not like a funny laughing situation. It's just how I use my gift from God. It helps me, clairaudiently and clairvoyantly when I see and hear people talk and people just in a video or just people, a picture helps me. But it helps me more when I see them walking, talking, or just, some sort of pictures. Sorry, I had to put that out. It was getting annoying because I don't know where to put it. Okay, so she's showing me that she was going to get a lot of money, right? But she was expected to do a few things. And a lot of people need to get the money first, but because a few of these people had, oh God, Oh, God. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, my gosh. Hold on a second, guys. Babe, I'm in my car doing a video.
Okay. That's why did you have a fucking half-eaten apple on the table?
I was eating it, giving the dogs some of it.
Oh, okay. I'm still looking at it. I'm looking at it.
It's still, I'm still eating it, so.
Okay, you almost feed the doggies?
What time is it now?
It's 10 to 6.
All right, yeah, by 6:30. I'll be home by 6:30.
Are you sure?
Yes, because I'm in the middle of doing that Rex Heuermann reading. And I gotta do it. Okay, bye. Anybody who thinks that it is friggin' easy to do this, we'll talk sometime. It is not. It is not friggin' easy. And to just even have the time to do it where you don't get bothered, that's even another story. Okay? I can't do this reading at night. I can't do it in my dining room or my living room at night. I'm too freaked out. And I can't have anybody interrupt me because it ruins the whole flow, which I might have to end this video soon because I think my flow might be ruined. Whatever I end up with, I will come back. But it's probably going to have to be come back in the car, because that's usually my peaceful place. Anyhow, she's showing me that drugs were given to her. Other ones, too, because they're going like this. They're saying yes. Yes. Like, how could I be so stupid? Who's saying that? Amber. Megan. Okay. Girls, ladies, you are not stupid. Okay? You had a drug addiction problem. You went down a bad path. You all thought you were going to get out of that. All right. So this is what I want to say, and I'm just going to friggin' say it. Okay? Some of the research was that Rex has been doing these weird things where he walked in front of a car and the person was just going 5 miles an hour, and he sued them. And he was like, back problems, claiming back problems, foot problems, all this stuff. I was out of work because of this. All right. 1 time. Okay, maybe that was true. 2 times. Really? Are you very unlucky? 3 times, 4 times. Like, he had all these lawsuits with car accidents involved in him. Now, why do some people... This is just like a thought. Just turn my music down because it was making my level go up. Some people... Okay. Some people that want to get drugs, that are addicted to drugs, will put themselves in a car accident, right? Okay, just keep that in mind, right? But I don't feel that Rex RH was involved with drugs. I feel maybe he drank a little bit, or drank a lot, but in terms of drugs, I think he was using the drugs that he got from car accidents and giving them to the girls, promising them drugs, or actually drugging them, putting it in their drink, or giving them a drug that was not good, so that he could, incapacitate them for a time so that he could do what he wanted without them screaming, yelling, okay? But they show me torture. They show me tying up, waking up in a weird spot, but feeling like all incapacitated. Like I've never had it before, but I just compare it to when I was in the hospital and they didn't give me morphine. They gave me something else that was like, and then when I felt like jumping, I tried to get all the wires off me, and I tried to get out of the bed, and I put my feet down on the floor, and I wanted to run out of the room because I felt so terrible. It was some sort of muscle relax. I don't know. It was terrible. And that's what I'm feeling, that they felt. That's what they're showing me. So, in other words, it wasn't just money that he was going to give them or promise them. He was promising them that he can get them whatever drug that they were addicted to. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so there was a female on 3 of the 4 victims, which I believe was Melissa, Megan, Amber, and Maureen. There was female hair found on 3 out of the 4 victims. Okay, they didn't say which victims, but the 4 victims that were in burlap bags, he put them in burlap bags. 3 out of the 4 had hair, female hair. So I don't know who was. I mean, at first I thought one report said it was his wife's hair that could have been transferred from him to the victims, or he could have done that on purpose to get his wife in trouble, but I'm not sure, so I'm not even gonna push that. Let me ask the ladies. Ladies, Melissa, could you tell me if it was more than one person? Okay, so he has a different name. They're telling me different names. They're saying different names. We didn't know him as RH or Rex. So it was different names that he had given them. Okay. All right. There's one person that I'm speaking to, and I think that's Shanann Gilbert, saying that she saw a couple of people that night. And she felt drugged, and she was the one who reached out, and the police were called 3 times, but the police didn't get there till an hour late or something like that. And she was found in the marshes a year after the 4 other bodies, and she wasn't in a burlap bag. But when I asked her, when I was trying to tap into her the other day, she's saying yes. And her mother was the mother that tried to fight so hard to get the police and everybody to give them attention and to look for her daughter. She was found a year later in the marshes. People are saying that she drowned in the marsh. But was she drugged? Was she went to Oak Avenue, the area, to see a John, to see somebody. She had a cab driver. She had a driver that she paid. All right. They said hold on that. Okay, so I'm just looking at my notes. And I think this might be long enough. And then the next time I come back, maybe I'll do the cards. If you ask me to, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave. Maybe this will be enough. I don't know. Suffolk County. Mary Gilbert was Gilbert's mom. But, Ocean Parkway. Okay, so Shanann had 2 other sisters. One of the sisters, her name was Sarah, is Sarah. Okay, and they were both younger sisters. This is a sad story. Okay, so on the aside, so Sarah had schizophrenia, and she was trying to, the mother was giving her medicine, and when she was 19 or 20, she had her son. So when the son was about 8 or 7 or 8, she was living on one side of the apartment building in an apartment, and Mary Gilbert, her mother, Shannon's mother too, was living on the other side. So Mary Gilbert, Shannon's mother, was asked to come over. This is after Shannon was murdered and was found and everything. Was asked to come over to Sarah's apartment. And when she went over there, Sarah had a schizophrenic episode and stabbed her to death. So who's dead in that family? Shanann and Mary, her mother, and then Sarah Gilbert had to go to prison for the rest of her life. And so there's one sister left. Hopefully that one sister took care of the son. I don't see anything written on that sister. I care about things like that. I care about the families. Maybe Mary. Mary, are you there? Mary up in heaven? Yeah. She said, we are together in heaven. And she said, my daughter forgave me. Because when she was growing up, when Shanann Gilbert was growing up, she was bipolar and she needed a lot of doctor's appointments and medication. And the mom had 2 other younger daughters and she couldn't deal with it. And so she gave her up to foster care. So she blamed herself, but she didn't come out with that. She blamed herself. The mother asked, there's a movie out on it. It's called The Lost Girls on Netflix. You should go watch it. But the mother did blame herself because she said, I should have kept her with the other girls, but she couldn't handle it because she already had the other daughter. It was showing signs of schizophrenia. She was a little girl, but still, Shanann was giving the mother some money to make the bills. So that was another thing that she kind of felt guilty about. She told me that her daughter forgave her. And she went to heaven. What year? Like 6 years later or 6 years ago? Together in heaven. Okay, Melissa, do you have anything else you want to tell me? Okay. It's just, you can read the notes, they said. You can read the notes. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was nice enough for you to take notes all these days because they saw me taking the notes, watching all this information, writing down the notes, trying to meditate on it. I tried to do this video so many times, okay, and sorry if I'm messing it up or seem like I'm messing it up, but my heart is in the right place. So Melissa, I think I told you this already, she went missing. Yeah, I know. She goes, Katrina, I tried to be a tough girl. She goes, like all 5'2" of me, and she showed me something green that's important. It's like a green scarf or something, or a clothing. She's showing me like a short, you know that they used to have these puff jackets or puff sweaters, and they would be right under your chest. I didn't like that. They would like be open and be like cut under your chest. It was something in style like 2008, 2009. She went to Midtown. And she was becoming a hairstylist, or she was a hairstylist. Yeah, she wanted to get back into that. She was like, don't ever do the first drug. Don't ever do the first drug, because the first drug changed my whole mind. And then you're just trying to see, oh, I just need to get that drug again. I just need to get that drug again. Holiday Inn. One of them that was in the Holiday Inn, was that Melissa or Megan? Yeah. She's like, I just didn't know that was my last day alive. I didn't know that was going to be my last day alive. I thought I was going to have more chances. And he didn't have to kill us. Sick fuck. Amber Costello. His RH car went to her home. Okay, so Amber Costello went missing on September 2nd, I believe. But the day before, or I don't know, a couple days before, Rex, RH had come to her house, but she decided to do a little trick so she can get the money, and she didn't feel like going with him. So she pretended, her pimp pretended he was her boyfriend, and that he was really angry and flipping out, and they were having a big fight. So he put the money down, and then that's when the pimp, who she pretended was her boyfriend, came out of the room and started yelling, "What's going on here? You're supposed to be my girlfriend. What?" And he just left. The guy, RH, Rex, walked away and said, I'm just a friend. I was just here saying hi. And he left, right? Then he called her and he said that wasn't very nice. And for some reason, either the next day, I think it was the next day, she left her phone and got into his car. So that's what I'm asking her about. She was like, Katrina, I kind of felt a little bad about it, so I was just going to pay him off in the car. That's why I didn't bring my phone. So stupid, I should have brought my phone. No, because other people had their phones, and somehow he just got them, except for Shanann. She was able to call the police, but she had already been drugged, I think. Anyhow, Amber's telling me that she got into his car because they were just going to drive around the block. She was going to pay him back, sort of. She goes, it was supposed to be just a fast thing. I wasn't supposed to go to his house or to the beach or anywhere. And I feel like she was knocked out or given a drug. Is that right? She's just looking sideways at me, so that's like she doesn't know. She goes, it's flashes. I get flashes. I could see like flash. This big man screaming or yelling or laughing, smiling at me, and his face is getting bigger and smaller, so I'm thinking that's being drugged. And then just being in a room that she doesn't recognize, being outside. seeing outside and then being in a room that she doesn't recognize, and then like awful things, and then flashes of awful things. And she was crying, and I don't know if it was Amber, because I don't think Amber had makeup on, but I believe it was Melissa and Megan are showing me like their makeup coming off. And Shanann, because they like makeup. But tears were making the mascara run. Oh, it's just awful. It's just awful. I'm just going to ask God for protection. Okay, I think I'm done. Do I have any other notes? Because I just want to honor them by... one of the police officers in the case... either a detective that was in charge of the case and kind of put things under the rug because he was either retiring or just didn't want to friggin' bother. A lot of people were like, many people, not all people, not a lot. Some people are very mean to people who are sex workers, and they treat them as if they're not a person. But these are somebody's daughter, somebody's daughters, somebody's friend, somebody's mother. Some of these women had kids. Somebody's child, okay, and God's children. And they had lives that they were going with, and they had plans that they were going to have a better life, and they were going to get out of their addiction and get their life back on track and use their God-given talents. Anyhow, one of the officers ended up going to jail, to prison, for what they did, for like 46 months. Do I feel, somebody asked this question, do I feel that Rex Heuermann, RH, stopped the murders for 13 years, or from 2010 till 2023, that he didn't commit any murders? No, I don't believe that. And I also believe that there were murders committed before that point, before 1996, because they're saying in 1996 to 2010. No, I believe that. I don't believe that you just, all right, I was a serial killer for all those years, but yeah, they're getting kind of close, so I'm getting ready to retire, and so I'm gonna put that up. I'm going to put that away. Also, I don't know where those notes are, but he has houses. Just one second, guys. I just want to do it right. I have another book, so one second. Did he take off his bloody clothes and bury them? Well, I don't know where it is. That one was about Brian Kohlberger. So he had a house, he had a place that he was going to retire in, South Carolina, Vegas, and I think one other place. He's an architect. Okay, architects make, sorry about the burp, a lot of money. And also, that money was not reflected in his home. His father died when he was, I think, 9 or 10. He has a brother. I thought he had a sister, but I haven't seen anything about a sister. He has a brother that's like a year younger than him, that there's a lot of things with, but I'm not going to deal with him right now. I'm going to just deal with RH. His mother's still alive somewhere at age 93. I would love to get an interview with her. But, yeah, they're saying, typical story. Oh, he was bullied. I was bullied. Okay? Everybody, there comes a time when people were bullied in their life. It doesn't mean you turn into a serial killer. If you're a serial killer, you're a sociopath or a psychopath. Anyhow, I believe that there was killing prior to 1996. I believe there was killings after that. After 2010, 2010. I don't think he put it on hold. I could be wrong. I was looking for something, some other notes I wrote. I thought I did. What is that? National Park. Gosh. I don't see it. It was something else, but... Okay, so... If his mother and father, he grew up in the house that he lives in now, in Long Island, right? So he bought it from his mother and father? He bought it from his mother, and I guess maybe she's in a nursing home, or maybe she lives in Florida. I don't know. They're not talking about where the mother is. Nobody came to visit him in jail, right? Not even his brother. And supposedly they're very tight, very close. Anyway, I would like to know why somebody who's an architect has a house that's falling apart. And the wife and the kids, when I say kids, daughter's 26 and worked at the firm that he has his own architect company in Manhattan, right? So that's a lot of money, right? But he never bought or redesigned his house. The house is in shambles. Supposedly the mother and the disabled son and the daughter have been seen shopping with food stamps. So you wonder, where is the money of an architect going? If not in the houses, even the house in South Carolina looks like a bunch of sheds and, fences. Doesn't look like anything nice. Where's the money going? Well, you know what? Drugs cost money and escorts cost money. Okay? Burner phones cost money. Okay?